It's Rabbi Arthur Shneier,
Okay. With Park.
Senior Rabbi of Karski Synagogue in New York.
Awesome. Thank you. Tell me why Jan Karski is so important to you.
We hear a lot about man's inhumanity to man. He represents man's humanity to man. And as a Holocaust survivor who lived through a dreadful period, having lost my family in Auschwitz, I myself, I owe my life to another courageous diplomat, Karl Lutz, the Swiss diplomat in Budapest. So I do appreciate those who have the courage to stake their own lives for love of humanity.
Wonderful.
And so that's exactly what we need to stress, because unfortunately there's still a tremendous amount of conflict in the world, genocide, religious wars in 30 different places. That's why I've devoted my life for the last 45 years, not just to remember those horrible days of the Shoah, but to move forward, not to be paralyzed, and to build bridges and to reach out. And that's why I was greatly honored when His Holiness Pope Benedict visited my synagogue, first time a papal visit in the United States, because of my ecumenical work. Go ahead.
And there's a lot of work to be done, even going forward in terms of improving relations between Poles and Jews and the State of Israel and the Republic of Poland. I mean, Karski is a positive figure and a positive influence.
I'm also on the board of the Museum of Jewish History, and I believe it's important to tell the full story. There was the golden age at one point where Poland was really the center of religious and cultural life, and basically the scholars and rabbis were exported from Poland. But unfortunately, with the occupation of Poland by the Nazis and the horrors followed, that great Jewish community just vanished. So unfortunately for me, Auschwitz is the cemetery for my loved ones. I can't go to any graves in case they were exterminated.
Right.
So, but again, my philosophy is taken from Psalm 23. We walk through the valley of the shadow of death. We walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and we don't remain. Therefore, we have to look forward. Every conflict comes to an end. We have to build bridges, and I'm very, very pleased that, for instance, Democratic Poland will be chairing the European Union, and also the strong ties between Poland and the United States in terms of the transatlantic relationship, and also the relationship between Israel. So I visited Warsaw during Vice President Obama's visit, and remember both President Kaczynski and his dear wife had some very good talks. Actually, Mrs. Kaczynski sat at Karski Synagogue. She was a bit reluctant. She didn't want to sit in the same chair as the Holy Father. So I think we need to encourage, either whether it's in Krakow and cultural festivals, and really look forward to building bridges between next generation.
And so my last question, why do you think the Jan Karski National Centennial Initiative is so important?
We all need role models, and certainly he is a role model. And Judaism does not believe in saints. It's not our belief. And I'm glad that John Paul, whom I met as Archbishop of Krakow, I met him during the Communist era. Beatification, well deserved. He was a trailblazer in terms of condemning anti-Semitism, trying to build a relationship between the Catholic Church and the Jewish community. And but as I said, we do believe, it's a beautiful tradition, that 36 righteous people uphold this world. Now, he was one. Mother Teresa was another one, okay? But you don't have to be famous. I mean, he earned his good name because of his faith, his courage, and his humanity.